Y'all, I've been waiting for this episode. I have been waiting for this episode all season long. It is the episode where we finally get to see. We finally get Teresa giving us what Teresa does the best. Okay? Now, if you are in the chatterization, let me know if you guys can hear and see me clearly. First things first, let us know. Let me know if you guys can see and hear me clearly. Okay, just give me a yes if you can or not. I can't tell based on the StreamYard link, but if you can, okay, great. Oh yes, I gotta go ahead and sip my tea on this one. All right, let's get into it. If you are in the chatterization, go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. But I'm going to go ahead and get right down into the thing. We're going to go ahead and rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all the truth, the absolute truth, the 110% truth. I got to give this episode a 10, baby. Round of applause. Clap, clap, baby. Round of applause. Clap, clap. You know, this is why we watch Housewives. It's a dynasty level moment at its finest. Okay, finest. And for those of you guys who are not watching Real Housewives in New Jersey, you don't know what you're missing. Okay, you don't even know what you're missing. And I got these stitches out my mouth too. I can really go in today. Okay, and go in we shall. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I gave this episode a 10 because it was a build-up to the what happened with the food and the drink toss. It was you knew it was coming. Teresa was agitated all episode long. All episode long. It was coming. You could tell basically. I said, you know what? I said, it's about to be some type of ponderosa up in here, okay? Yeah, stitch removal. Thank you, Jesus, Lord. And another 10 for no to be continued. Now, what I will say is this. If there was an episode this season that deserved a to be continued, it was this episode right here. Now, if I was production, I would have saved I feel like every show can get 1 to 2 to be continues per season. But on a season as short as Jersey's, they can only get one. And if they were going to use the to be continued, last night would have been the night to use it. However, they did not. And for that, we thank you. Okay. It was also a fun episode. I enjoyed watching this episode from start to finish. There wasn't a moment where I was kind of like fading out or anything like that. It was just a good, solid episode. And I think that's the thing that Jersey gets well that a lot of other franchises don't. A lot of other franchises will give you 17 to 21 episodes, and I guarantee you 5 to 6 of those episodes are fluff. But we don't get any fluff here, okay? They don't waste not one single second. Everybody plays a part. Everybody plays a part in the madness, even the husbands. But let's get into it like we need to do it, all right? First things first, Teresa's moving. Frank Sr. is moving back home. Did y'all see the stairs in Dolores' place? I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all the truth. I am afraid of stairs without a railing, baby. I'm afraid of stairs without a railing. Them stairs did not have no railing. I don't know if he hadn't finished the railing for them stairs, but stairs without a railing to me is a trip and a fall waiting to happen, baby. It's a trip and a fall waiting to happen. It's a broken leg waiting to happen. Something it don't sit right with my spirit, and I wish he would go ahead and put up a little banister or something, a railing or something, a guardrail. Anything, okay, anything. Just put something up there so the people don't fall up and down the stairs. Meanwhile, Dolores is planning this trip to Nashville, and everybody will be staying in the same house. Now we know that's the recipe for disaster right there. Okay. And she's stressed because of the beef with Margaret and Teresa, as you should be, Dolores. Now, Teresa talks to the girls about moving out of the house. They're going through this whole, moving montage. We get some memories and some flashbacks. It was a nice little touching scene. Teresa ends up driving with Melania in the car, and Melissa calls. And Teresa really, this is the first time I've actually seen her genuinely happy to actually talk to Melissa. Because normally I felt like she'd be internally rolling her eyes, but maybe it's because she was talking about Louie that she was so happy. I don't really know. But she's happy until they start talking about Margaret. And, Teresa is hoping that Margaret behaves. And, because Teresa genuinely seems to be happy. Here's what I will say about that situation with Teresa and Louie. And Dolores is going to sum it up later, but I'm going to say it right now. We have all had a friend who we have maybe had some concerns about their relationship or their dating life. Ultimately, though, when you continue to poke and prod at that person in their relationship, it doesn't matter what the red flags are to people on the outside. It really is only going to matter to the person who is in the relationship. And if she wants to either see or ignore any red flags that other people may see, it's really her prerogative, because what's only going to end up happening is that friend is going to resent you. Y'all know what? I'm going to write a dating book. I'm going to write a dating and relationship book. I am. And I already know what I'm going to call it. I know what I'm going to call it. But in the meantime, I ain't gonna say I'm no dating expert. I ain't gonna say I'm no relationship expert. But what I can tell you is what I have learned from experience. Okay. Anyway, the house that they're moving into is fabulous. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The girls seem happy. He takes her to the backyard where there's like a little tile with a memorial to something that was special to Teresa's mom and dad, which I thought was really nice. I mean, based on what I see, I feel like outside of a couple of red flags that I did notice earlier on in the season, he seems to genuinely love her and she seems genuinely happy. So, to be honest with you, I'm just going to let it rock at this point and hope for the best for her, because ultimately something that Dolores said resonated with me. She has had to fight like HE double hockey sticks, to find love, especially after going through what she's been going through. So I do feel for her with regards to the relationship. Okay. I do. I honestly do. Now, everybody is packing for Nashville and everybody is worried about how it's going to go. Margaret says that she's not going to let Teresa treat her like trash. And I don't blame you, Margaret. Don't let nobody ever treat you like the trash, okay? Not yesterday's trash or today's trash, okay? Teresa feels like Margaret's intentions are not good, and Jackie just does not want to get into it with Teresa. And here is why. This was so interesting to me. This is another reason why I like this episode so much. Well, thank you. I think, but it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch, though. What I thought was interesting was that Jackie said that she really didn't want to get into it with Teresa again because last season, her going round and round with Teresa caused her so much stress that it triggered her eating disorder. And what I initially thought was, well, Jackie, I don't want you to back down to nobody, because when you came in on this show, you came in strong. And I like that, because I like Teresa, but what I also like is somebody that can stand up for themselves and stand up to Teresa, because it's never a fun watch when you have a ringleader and everybody's afraid of them. So what I thought was, when Jackie said that she doesn't want to get into it with Teresa because it triggered her eating disorder, and then she reflected back on it and not eating and how it affected her, a light bulb moment went off in my head. Like, wow, like I didn't even think about it in that regard. But then I also kind of had to wonder, girl, like maybe you shouldn't be on this show. And the reason I say that is because these types of shows are filled with drama. And I do like Jackie a lot, because I feel like she adds a different dimension to this show. And she's a voice of reason. But the show is steeped in drama, so I fear for her safety with that regard. But if she can continue to get the counseling that she is getting, I feel like she may be able to balance it. And we hope for the best for her at the end of the day with regards to that. And I think her telling that story on this show is necessary because we don't know how many people deal with this issue. So it's nice that they're exploring it without feeling like it's exploiting her issue. And I like that. Now, anyway, everybody arrived in Nashville. Teresa is Margaret even greets Teresa because Margaret is trying to, keep things friendly. But Teresa doesn't even want to be around her and rides in a separate van to the house. Everybody in this house is going to be a recipe for the disaster. Okay. It's just a recipe for the disaster. And to be quite honest with you, I'm here for the mess. Okay. Teresa automatically thinks that she should get the master bedroom. Well, hello, Ramona Singer. Okay. That's a very Ramona thing to do if you watch Real Housewives of New York. But it's only because Dolores told her that she should get the master suite since she's a new lovebird. In this moment, Dolores reminds me a little bit of Cynthia Bailey. And I don't know if y'all saw Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, where Cynthia on the trip basically announces to everybody at the start of the trip, well, I think that Kenya should get the master bedroom because she's going through so much. That did not work out well for you, Cynthia. It did not work out well. And Dolores, I don't know if it's going to work out too well for you either, okay? To be quite honest with you. But never fear, Teresa's not going to be there long. And we'll get to that in a second. Joe says they can have the master bedroom, but Melissa's like, who does that? Who just walks in and claims the master bedroom? It's tacky. Well, Melissa, I suggest you phone up your homegirl Ramona and tell her the same thing, okay? Now, Teresa and Jackie and Jennifer somehow end up in the same room talking. And Teresa asks her, hey, girl, hey, Jackie, girl, are you okay? I feel like you haven't really been talking to me as much, for whatever reason, like at the softball game, which I did not recap. And Jackie's like, she's straight up and she's like, well, this whole situation with you and Margaret has just put me in an awkward position. And Teresa immediately, Teresa, let me tell you something about Teresa. If she is not feeling somebody or if she's feeling like she's on the warpath, she is ready for any and everything that she got that's coming her way. So okay, Jackie, you team Margaret. Okay, you smart, right? This is what Teresa's telling Jackie. You smart, right? You claim to be so smart. Don't it seem very coinky dink to you that everything Margaret says ends up in the blogs? And I'm like, now, Teresa, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it that the blogs came out first and then Margaret ended up talking about them? Or did Margaret go to the blogs? Okay, because I feel like what Teresa is trying to say is that Margaret is the person feeding the blogs the information or whatnot. And I'm just like, girl, listen, I understand that you feel like you don't like her talking about your man. And I understand that Margaret know everybody under the sun. She know everybody. Actually, I think she probably knows all of you guys in the chat. But at the end of the day, I don't necessarily think that Margaret had anything to do with the rumors coming out there. But I do think that she has definitely been one of the people talking about it the most on the show, even though everybody on the show has brought up the rumors at some point in time. Okay. Now, to me, Teresa can't be so mad. You can only be but so mad at Margaret because just last year you was talking about a rumor that you had allegedly heard, and you was telling anybody with ears that could hear all about that rumor about Evan at his own birthday party. So I ain't listen. while I do agree that whatever Teresa, and Louie got going on is their business, it definitely won't she won't move in like that. She didn't have that same energy last season. Okay. She ain't had that same energy last season because she ain't had nobody. Okay. And that's the truth of the matter. But now that she got somebody, she realized how precious those types of relationships are. And don't mistake what I'm saying. Being single is definitely not a bad thing, because sometimes you need to be single so you can date yourself. Okay. That's going to be in my book too. But at the end of the day, I feel like the thing about it was Teresa didn't realize is this relationship for Jackie was sacred, just like this relationship with Louie is sacred to her too. So I really wish she would kind of go back and rethink about the things that she did last year, because honestly, a lot of people, and I hated this, a lot of people was in the chat, I mean, not in my chat, but online, talking about, oh, Jackie just need to get over it. Get over it, girl. Stop crying about it. Well, no one is saying to Teresa, stop being angry about it. Stop being angry about it. All I'm saying is keep the same energy all around. Everybody keep the same energy, okay? Keep the same energy, because what's wrong in one situation is wrong in another situation, okay? Now, moving on. So, they going back and forth with Teresa and Jackie, kind of, Jackie's trying to tell her, listen, if you're going to spin this narrative about Margaret feeding the blogs, then you're going to have to do that all on your own, because you're spinning yourself into a tizzy. Jennifer has her own PTSD from going at it with all the girls, and she just wants a drink and she leaves the room. Okay. So everybody goes their separate ways. Margaret wants to know from Jackie what the argument was about, and Jackie lets her know, and Margaret is pissed, and then she goes and tells Joe about it. Teresa goes and she vents about Margaret to Louie. Everybody starts prepping for the bull riding restaurant for dinner, and all the guys are back together again, and they are getting along, thank the Lord, okay? Because at least the men can get along at this point in time, because, somebody said justice for Danielle. Woo. So, everybody's coming down to get ready for dinner, and Marge feels like she's gonna have to say something to Teresa tonight. And I'm thinking to myself, Marge, you ain't gonna have to say nothing to her, because she's gonna say something to you. And I'm also thinking, Margaret, you wearing this white. I don't know why you're not looking around, but if you see Teresa wearing jeans and she got on these boots, you around here wearing this white dress and these platforms, you probably need to change clothes, girl. If I was you, I would have wore black, okay? I would have wore black, I would have wore jeans, and I would have wore some Timbs, okay, if I was you. But clearly, Margaret won't thinking that, hey, Teresa's going to pop off on me tonight. Bet you know now, okay? Anyway, they head to the honky tonk, what they call the Nashville Underground. I think that's what it was. And the server, first of all, I want to say this. I was so excited, y'all. Oh, thank you so much, Queen Paradise, just for being you, serving everything. I appreciate the love. Thank you for that, boo. Yeah, the Timbs. Okay. The Timbs. First of all, the server came in and told them about the drink specials, which was a Paloma. Have y'all ever had a Paloma? Chime down in the chatterization if you've ever had a Paloma. It's like a margarita, but it's got, instead of like the way a margarita is made, it's made with grapefruit soda. It is my favorite drink, y'all. Oh my God, it's so good. If you can get a chance to get your hands on a Paloma, a real one, okay, find yourself the nearest bar today and order yourself a Paloma. All right. Anyway, they get to riding the bull. Melissa goes first. She lasts 2 seconds. I knew she wasn't gonna last long. Jackie gets flung off that bull faster than I can say flung. Okay. Teresa literally lasts 1 second on the bull. I'm thinking she's going to at least make it at least 5 seconds, because she got strong legs, okay? Because, she work out. Bill gets on and he lasts all of 4 seconds. Frank, who I was anticipating Frank to win, because Frank looked like he can ride up on some type of bull or something like that, because he got all them muscles and whatnot. But the bull tossed him off too. Now, Joe Gorga, though, gets on that thing and he is riding that bull like nothing else, baby. He is up there and he is taking control of that bull, just getting it on, just riding that thing, riding it. But you know what? Ain't nobody a match for Tiki, okay? Tiki didn't roll a bull before, okay? Because Tiki know how to sit so ever so lightly on that bull and just let the bull just do what it do while he just sit on top of it and ride 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 it. And he lasts for at least, what, 14 seconds? But Jennifer, baby, Jennifer said, I enjoyed riding Tiki. I said, Jennifer, what? You enjoyed what? Who did you enjoy? She said, oh my God, I enjoyed watching Tiki ride the bull. And I was thinking, girl, please don't let me find out you are fantasizing about riding Tiki, okay? Riding Let me tell you, I enjoyed this episode here, okay? I enjoyed it. Jennifer had me rolling, okay? Rolling. And to be honest with you, I'm not even mad that she said it, okay? Because Bill been acting like he ain't done nothing wrong all this whole time that she been suffering and going through. So, Jennifer, if you need to ride Tiki in your imagination, girl, you ride that man until the cows come home, okay? You ride him, okay? Ride him, cowgirl. Reverse. How about that? Anyway, they sit down for dinner, okay? They sit down for dinner, and learn that the guys are going out on a boat the next day. All right. the guys are going on a boat the next day, y'all. And the ladies are gonna go to the recording studio to sing a song or something like that. And Margaret said, yeah, girl, I'll be your backup. And as soon as Teresa, as soon as Margaret opened her mouth, Teresa's like, I'm not going to the singing thing tomorrow. I will not be there. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So the next thing you know, Tracy's asking, Margaret, how do you know? No, somebody's asking, how do you know Tracy's realtor friend that got us the house? And Margaret's like, well, I know everybody. And Teresa's ears perk up. She's like, what? You do know everybody, don't you? You know everybody. You know everybody, don't you, girl? Don't you? Don't you? You know the blogs too, don't you? Okay. That's how all this stuff been getting around about Louie. Every time you open your mouth, the next thing I know, I see it in the blogs. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Okay. And Margaret is like, you think that I'm spreading rumors to the blogs? I gasp. No, I know the blogs, but I'm not spreading the news. I legit don't think that Margaret is spreading any of the news, but I think that Margaret knows the news because, again, she knows all. Okay. Teresa says that Margaret is talking to people in Louie's past and that someone from his past is contacting him. Margaret says she ain't talked to no bloggers about this man, and she tells Teresa, stop spreading these rumors about me saying that. And Teresa keeps going, and she keeps going, and she keeps going. And that's when Margaret says, you are a sick, disgusting liar. Okay? And Teresa, when she get that mouth open, it's about to go down. Baby, she turns that food and that drink up on Margaret one time, but the first time didn't work. The first time it didn't much go in play. So she said, you know what? I ain't made enough of a scene. I ain't hit my target yet. Let me go back in for another round. And this time, all that drink splashed right on Margaret and that white dress. I said, girl, this is why I told you should have worn some black, because nobody would have been able to see it afterwards, okay? She gets up and she get to cussing Margaret, calling her the trash and all kinds of see you next Tuesdays. They have to usher her downstairs, okay? So, you know, Melissa and Joe got to go with Teresa, because if they do not go with her downstairs to check on her, listen, they will never hear the end of it. Even though if the situation was reversed, you know, Teresa would just be sitting at the table, rocking back and forth, stroking Louie's hair. But anyway, they go downstairs. They try to calm her down. She cussing and fussing, calling Margaret all types of, you know, white trash, this and that and the third. And I was like, ooh, I don't think you should be saying all this. So back upstairs, Margaret is calling her a thug. You are an animal. You are a thug. She's a thug. And I was right. I mean, I was like, girl, yeah, she is kind of a thug for that one. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but she definitely thugged out at that moment. And I honestly, I got to tell y'all the truth. When a character has a mental meltdown like that, I don't want to say mental meltdown. That's the wrong term. When they have a meltdown like that and they just get to tossing and throwing things and don't care where it goes and who it hits, I just am. It just sends me into a tizzy. I'm just watching this thing play out. I had to rewind it about 3-4 times. Okay, but one of the things that I noticed was, y'all remember? Do y'all remember in Beverly Hills when Lisa Rinna had gotten into it with Kim Richards and she had reached out to choke her and then she tossed that glass down? And if you ain't never seen that scene before, Kyle goes running out the restaurant. Well, when Teresa was tossing them drinks and throwing this stuff on the table and doing this, that, and the third, Louie off in the background running for cover. That man said, you will not get me. You will not get my white t-shirt dirty, girl. I'm going to wait until you done. Okay. So but as Teresa's on her way out, as she cussing Margaret out, Margaret is like, lucky you're not still on parole. And you know, Margaret been waiting all season long to use that line, baby. All season long to use that line. And I said, oh, she plucked that out at the right moment. That timing was impeccable. And that sends Teresa further into a tizzy, cussing and a fussing as she heading down them stairs. Ooh, they try to calm Teresa downstairs. And Frank Catania puts it down like this and says, Margaret wasn't going after Teresa or Louis. It was Teresa coming after Margaret. So Dolores tells Margaret, you know, I got to go downstairs and check on Teresa. And Margaret's like, don't you go down there and check on her. I am your best friend because I am the person that you are talking to 5 times a day. And I was like, well, Lord, I didn't know. I knew that they had a close friendship, but I did not know that they was on the phone 5 times a day. And from what I heard, allegedly, let me put this banner up here. Allegedly, from what the people say, Teresa and Dolores really didn't do much talking during filming or after filming. So for me, I was like, well, Dolores, I guess you probably need to really stick with your friend. And Frank tells her, listen, we the host here, so you got to stay up here. And Margaret is like, thank you. Okay, thank you. So Teresa downstairs still cussing and fussing, but she ready to go back upstairs. She ready to get back at it again. I said, well, Lord, so they go chasing her back up the stairs. There she go, calling Margaret all type of names. And Margaret's like, are you threatening me? Finally, they get Teresa out of there again. The group sits down. I don't know if they at another table or not, okay? Jennifer has decided that, you know, girl, Margaret, I don't condone what Teresa did, but that's my balls. So I got to go, and I got to go be with my friend, my girlfriend, and I'm going to head out too. And you know, Teresa and Joe had to go because, again, if they did not go, they was never going to hear the end of it because she was swore up and down that they are not loyal to her. Even though time after time, they proved their loyalty to her over and over and over and over and over again, she is still going to find a way to, I'm sure, somehow say, well, y'all didn't have my back. Y'all didn't have my back at all. You supposed to go with the family, be loyal to the family. Okay. So anyway, the rest of the group settles down for dinner. Dolores tells Margaret, hey, listen, you may feel a certain type of way about Teresa and Louie, but for her, this is her lifeline. And she's been through HE double hockey sticks, so let her be in her love bubble. And Margaret's response is, well, listen, with the way that she's reacting, everything can't be all good in the hood if she's overreacting like that. So Teresa's group gets home and Teresa decides, you know what, we going to a hotel. So Melissa, that room is now yours, okay? Because she and Lewis are hightailing it out of there and they are getting to stepping, okay? They are getting to stepping. And Melissa texts the group that Teresa and Louie have left the building. Y'all, if I had two of these hands to show y'all that this episode was a 10 out of 10, baby, I don't know what to tell y'all. It gave me everything that I needed. It gave, okay? It gave. All right? If you are not watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey, I don't know what you were doing with your time on Tuesday nights unless you like me and in real estate school. I got my final exam next week, y'all. Pray for me. Lord have mercy, pray for me. Anyway, that's the review. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I hope you could see the entire video because I couldn't tell. Something going on with the internet on the StreamYard, so I don't know what's going on. Hopefully you got, if I was clear, let me know. Because I can't tell whether or not it was all the way. I said, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all all I got. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all all I got. Okay, y'all saying I was clear. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I will be back with more news if anything pops up today. And we will catch you guys in the next video. All right.